Hey friends, this is Aaheli, and as all of you know, I study BSc Statistics. And in today's class, we're going to study Descriptive Statistics. Okay, so I'll start with a simple question. Have you ever wondered how we make sense of large amounts of information? Whether it's the average marks in your class, the monthly rainfall in your city, or the number of people using Instagram. Now, statistics is what helps us understand and analyze this data. So in today's video, we are diving deep into the world of descriptive statistics, which is all about summarizing and understanding this data. Let's get started. Our first topic is objectives of statistics. The primary goals of statistics are collection of data, which means gathering relevant and accurate data through surveys, experiments, or observations. Second is organization of data, which is arranging the collected data systematically in tables or charts. Third is presentation of data, which means displaying the data visually using graphs, pie charts, histograms, etc. Fourth is analysis of data, which is to find patterns, trends, or relationships using methods like averages, dispersion, or correlations. Okay. Fifth and the final is interpretation of data, which is to make conclusions or inform decisions based on the analyzed data. If you take an example, like if a company wants to understand customer satisfaction, statistics helps them collect feedback, analyze it, and then they can take the necessary action. All right. Now, coming to our next topic, which is definition of statistics. In the plural sense, statistics refers to numerical data. So for plural sense, statistics will refer to the numerical data of itself. All right. For example, if we take the literacy rate of India is 77.7%. It is the literacy rate of India. So what is it? It is a plural sense of statistics. Why? Because we are using numerical data. Now, in singular sense, for singular sense, statistics refers to the science of dealing with data from collection to interpretation. Just now we were discussing of the objectives, right? So singular sense is collection to interpretation. So from this, what do we conclude? Statistics is both the data and the method used to study the data. All right. Now, our third topic is population. Population is the complete set of items or individuals under study. What does this mean? It means like all students in a university. Okay. Okay. For the next topic, we have sample. Sample is the subset of population. Why do I say so? Sample is subset of population. This is self-explanatory because it is a part or subset of the population selected for actual analysis. For example, from all the students of the university, if we only take 200 of them, which is actually randomly selected, but it is a sample. Can you tell me why do we use samples? Because studying the entire population is often expensive, time-consuming, or even impossible. A well-selected sample can give us accurate insights into the whole population, right? Now, coming to our next topic, which is collection of data. There are two main sources to collect the data. One is primary data, and other is secondary data. What is primary data? Data collected firsthand. For example, you are doing it. You are collecting the data, which is the first hand, like you are the researcher for a specific purpose. So you're collecting the data. This is known as primary data collection. If you collect the data, how will you collect it? What are the methods of it? It can be surveys, it can be interviews, it can be experiments, field studies, and etc. You can add more always, okay? Now, coming to secondary data, who collects the secondary data? We are collecting it, but we collect it from someone else. So, what is it? Data that has already been collected by someone else, often for a different purpose, is secondary data. So, what can be the source of it? The sources can be reports, government reports. It can be books, online articles. Let me write it properly. Company records, and etc. You can take many. You can, for example, you can understand like using rainfall statistics published by the Indian Meteorological Department, right? Now, coming to our next part, which is the differences like primary versus secondary data collection. Primary versus secondary. How can we distinguish it? The first feature will be source. How is primary data collected? It is collected by the researcher, by you. Researcher. And secondary data is collected by someone else. All right. The next feature, the next basis is purpose. Primary data is collected for a specific purpose, like for the current study. So it is specific. For secondary data, may not fit exactly to specific. So we'll write not specific. They have collected for different purpose, right? But we are using it for different purpose in our field study. So yeah, the next basis will be time. It is time consuming primary data because you need to go door to door to collect surveys, to do the surveys, to take interviews. So it is time consuming. But for secondary data, is it time consuming? No, not at all, because you're getting all the information from one single source, all right, or from different sources, but you get it collectively. So it is time saving. The next basis will be cost. Now, for primary data, it is generally expensive because you need to do all the work, right? But in secondary data, it is usually cheaper. You get it from online or from books, like that. The best part of the distinguish is the accuracy. On the basis of accuracy, primary data is very high if collected properly, right? Because you're doing it, you have the confidence that yes, you're doing it right. But while you're collecting from someone else, it may be less reliable, like because they may not have done their job properly. For example, many of our parents' name or our name is misspelled in our Aadhaar card or PAN card. Why is it? Because it has been the job whoever needs to do has not done it properly. So yeah, it was just an example. Now coming to our next topic, which is types of data. How many types of data are there? Qualitative data and other is quantitative data. Qualitative data is self-explanatory because you can see it describes non-numeric characteristics or categories. Basically describes. For example, eye color. For example, blood group, nationality, anything you can say. For quantitative data, it represents numerical values. You can understand from the term itself, right? It can be measured or counted. So on the basis of that, we can again divide to two. But let's write few examples before. Examples can be age, income, height, weight, anything. Now we see types of quantitative data. Types of quantitative data, there are two. One is discrete variables. It takes only specific values, usually whole numbers. You can understand like this, whole numbers, basically which can be counted. And next is continuous variables, which is it can take only values with a range, including decimals. Complete opposite to discrete variables, right? Now, coming to examples, discrete variables are only whole numbers. So, for example, how many members are there in your family? You can have 2, you can have 3, but never 2.5 or 3.7, right? These are wrong. We cannot have family members like this. But for continuous variables, we can. Here, our example will be our height, like 155.6. Our weight, it can be 64.3. Temperature, 35.6 degrees. So yeah, these are the examples. Now, if you can measure it, it's probably continuous. If you can count it, it's probably discrete. Now coming to our next topic, which is grouped and ungrouped data. So let's first start with ungrouped data. Ungrouped data is basically raw data listed as individual values, like test scores. Test scores can be anything like 45, 67, 89, anything, right? And now coming to group data. What is group data? Data arranged in class intervals with frequencies. Class intervals with frequencies. For example, marks received by students and the frequency, number of students who got it. Like 40 to 50, 3 students got it. 50 to 60, 5 students got it. 60 to 70, let 2 students get it. So this is actually group data. Now, group data helps identify trends and makes large data sets easier to understand because these are large data. Now coming to our next topics, which is time series. Time series is collected over different points in time. Different points in time. It can be hourly, daily, monthly, yearly, anything. For example, if we take monthly sales of a product from January to December, right? Monthly sales. Now coming to our next topic, which is cross-sectional data. It is collected at a single point in time. Single point in time. Across different units. Source will be different. Getting it right? Source will be different. For example, if we take exam scores of students from 5 colleges in the year of 2025. So what is it? It is cross-sectional data. Time series helps study changes and trends over time, while cross-sectional focuses on comparison across subjects at one moment. Right? You're getting my point. Now we have another topic, which is chronological data. Chronological data is time series data arranged in the order of time. Order of time. It's arranged. It is important when tracking progress or spotting patterns. For example, if we take daily temperature of a city from 1st July to 15th July. Okay, it helps in detecting trends, seasonal effects, and long-term movements. The key idea is that the order matters here. So from here, what do we understand? Chronological data is always a part of time series data because it is time series data which is ordered in time. Okay, it is ordered in the order of time. But are all time series data chronological data? No. Now let's recap a bit from what we have learned all along. First, we understood objectives of statistics. It helps to collect, organize, analyze, and interpret data. And then we understood population. Population is the whole group, and sample is a small part of it. Now, what is primary data? It is a first-hand data, and secondary data is already available. Now, coming to qualitative data is descriptive, quantitative data is numerical. Now, coming to discrete, what is discrete? Discrete is countable, and continuous is measurable. Ungrouped data is raw, and group data is summarized data. Time series. Time series is equal to over time what happened. And for cross-sectional data, one point in a time. And chronological data means time series arranged in order. So yeah, this is all for today's class. Thank you for watching. And if this video helped you understand the basics of descriptive statistics, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please keep studying until the next video. Bye-bye. Take care. I'll also post my notes in my blog. If you want, you can check it from there. It will be nice notes, not in my handwriting, of course. So yeah, please check my notes from my blog. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Please take care. Tada.